Hello, good evening everybody, and welcome to round number 8 of the North American Grand Prix Monday Night Open Wheel Championship, coming to you live from the what did I just do? Oh, here we go. We just moved over to qualified, it looks like. Yeah, so coming to you from the Nordschleife here. 7 laps this evening around this tremendous circuit. And well, before we get any further here, let me welcome my broadcast partner here tonight, Brad Maris. Brad, welcome.
Yeah, looking forward to this one. Couldn't think of a better venue for these Ferrari 312s, Al. 26 drivers on the grid. Hard to say how many of those are going to get a qualifying lap in, but one thing's for sure, it looks like we're going to have 26 on the grid to start this event, and wow, going to be fun.
Yeah, 26 to start. That's the big factor here. Of those 26, how many are we going to see finish here tonight? This is a very high-speed, dangerous circuit. Those of you out there not familiar with this circuit, well, don't know what to tell you. Don't know where you've been. Either you're new to racing or you've been living under a rock. This is the pretty much the quintessential circuit on the planet, the greatest, the green hell they call it. It is a mammoth undertaking to get it right. And you're going to see some guys here who are pretty adept making their way around this place. This guy we're looking at right now, Eiran Parsons, one of those guys. Ronnie Nunez, another, but and you're going to see a big stock difference between those who really know this circuit and those who probably use a few extra laps around here, Brad.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it comes down to. I personally like to practice the place as much as race it, so I don't have too many problems getting my practice laps in when I race here. But yeah, a few guys could be short, but you know what? They're all solid NAGP veterans. They're going to do a great job. We have a few question marks out there though on the grid as well. Got a few newcomers out there, at least one new one tonight. And boy, what an event to jump into if you're a new guy. Going to be one heck of a time around here for those 7 laps. And yeah, like you say, we have a little bit of time to fill before the times start rolling in. These guys basically only going to get one timed lap. Now, they can carry enough fuel for 2. But you're really costing yourself some pace if you take that extra fuel for that extra lap. So, yeah, here we go.
Yeah, so these guys making their way out right now. Most of the guys probably going to take it easy out around here on this opening lap. You really don't want to pick up any damage. If you do pick up damage now, make a mistake or whatnot, now's the time to bring it in. But then you run the risk of you know, coming up on somebody when you start a hot lap at some point, because you know some of the difference in speed is pretty substantial. But see a tight line of cars here as we're watching Ronnie Nunez following Chris Moses around here. So yeah, it's gonna be a difficult qualifying. You know, it's something where you just have to get one in and, you know, try and start as high up as you possibly can.
Yeah, it's a tough position even for the guys that plan on taking a shot at the pole here. I'm thinking Ronnie Nunez, I'm thinking Eiran Parsons, Luis Neto, Chris Moses, our usual host here, guys involved in the championship. For those guys who really want to make a push, try to get that pole and some extra glory, you're really on the edge of a knife, particularly in this 312, trying to push around this place for your best lap, and any one of those guys can make a mistake and be out of it. All of them could, for that matter. And so it's a real test of nerves here on a very tricky situation in this qualifying period.
Watching Sam Rolfe, he's just finally making his way out. He's starting a lap. He hasn't even made it into the Nordschleife portion yet. He's making his way in, but kind of waited a little bit. So some of these guys have a little bit of time here. Some guys will wait and let the traffic free up a little bit so they can try and run a lap to avoid the traffic. So as we continue to just run through the drivers here, you see Ronnie Nunez tucking up behind Matt Taylor here on this outlap. just give you an idea of some of the lap times from earlier this week leading up to tonight. Eiran Parsons had the fastest time in the practice session leading up to this race. He put in 21 laps. Best lap was a 7:53.8. So really an outstanding lap for Parsons, 4 seconds quicker than Louis Nieto. But you know, again, that's one lap. The race is a totally different story.
Yeah, it's one lap when you have all the laps in the world you want in practice, right? Well, if it's the choice between turning that .53 or possibly crashing on your qualifying lap to start 16th, well, that tends to change the equation a little bit. Maybe you want to back off a little bit from that 7:53, shoot more for a 7:50. Who knows, 6 or something, right? But then maybe Louis Nieto, he decides to go for it all and clips you for that pole and that bonus point. So yeah, that's what I was talking about with this decision these guys make, and they're coming up to it pretty quick, about another third of a lap, and they're going to be on their flyers.
These guys are close to completing this lap. Louis Nieto following Eiran Parsons around. Looks like, let's see a little further up, Chris Moses making his way up this section of this third sector, I guess, here of the circuit. Very fast portion of the track in anger, down this big bump here down the hill, and then this double right-hand sweeper. Very exciting part of the circuit here, Brad. Really love this part of the track.
Oh boy, and not, no car more exciting than in this Ferrari 312, because your grip and your aerodynamics are at a premium. I mean, well, there just aren't a lot of them there, but one thing you do have is plenty of speed. So maintaining your car control, very critical, very important here, and your setup choices are going to be pretty important too. You can get the car to work actually pretty well around this place, this 312, but you do have to be careful and manage all of that speed.
Chris Moses now making his way on to that gigantic back straight. I should mention that time by Parsons was set on the softs. There's still a question here on what the tire choice will be for the race for these guys. We'll just have to wait and see. But as Chris Moses makes his way around. So, Brad, we're going to try and split this up into sectors here. We'll start off with Moses and then pick up Parsons and then Nieto and see how that goes here.
Yeah, it sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan. So I'm in miles per hour here as I watch from my screen. 187 top speed there for Mr. Moses.
Moses do the final little chicane here onto the modern day portion of the circuit. This is the Endurance Cup layout, so down the front straight here at the Nürburgring as he makes his way into turn 1 here.
Boy, and it hits you quick, man. You're coming down that straight, you're like, okay, I got one lap, and here's the first corner right away. You're already under pressure trying to make that good corner, because you blow it here, and it's 8 minutes wasted.
That's exactly right. This first sector, so is the grip level here in this first sector compared to getting into the Nordschleife portion. It's impressive.
Sure. You know, all these guys, well, you know, a lot of drivers on this track really solid, really practiced, really fast in the first sector. Well, that's because a lot of guys will crash out after that, right? So you get so many attempts at that first sector, and then maybe the other one's not so much. But Chris Moses looking pretty solid here so far. He's definitely had a good start, and the pressure's only going to ramp up the further you get in, and by the time you hit that third sector, man, your hands are sweating, they're shaking a little bit, get the knees knocking.
Yeah, this first sector here to the first entry into the Nordschleife, very fast. Sweeping right, left-hand corners here, Brad.
Sure, and the second gear corner.
Very easy to overdrive.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And again, in this Ferrari 312 in particular, it's easy to take it too deep, and you can't make too many small corrections. If you do slide wide off the apex, you're just going to keep sliding for a long time and give up massive chunks there. So, yeah, absolutely right.
Front wheel's coming slightly off the ground there.
Yeah, had a big brake and downshift into fourth as we saw there. So maybe not as tidy as he would have liked, but all these guys are going to be taking a bit, at least dragging the brake through there.
I see a little traffic up ahead for Moses.
Yeah, probably a driver that made a mistake on his initial outlap and is going around for another outlap go here. Hopefully that driver will see Moses coming up behind.
All right, sector 1 completed here. Jumping on board with Eiran Parsons now. Ooh, Jake climbs to the off. Stage left.
Yeah, that was the driver we saw ahead of Chris Moses. So for me, the track really is 4 sectors, right? And coming through there, if you're Eiran Parsons now, I'm thinking this is sector 2 or you know, stage 2 of the track.
Very critical corner coming up here. Very difficult corner to set up for.
Yeah, it's a corner that always wants to suck you in to brake later and later, deeper and deeper, and it just is never there. You have to remind yourself to stay patient on that corner. And good entry and good exit there, so looking pretty strong so far for Eiran Parsons. Looks like he is gaining some time here on Chris Moses. And if you're Eiran Parsons right now, you know that is, well, I think that's Chris Moses in front of him, and you're thinking, boy, you know, if he continues to gain ground at this rate, this could affect him in the 3rd sector. Oh, another critical corner there. I wish I knew the names, but I am not that veteran, and my German also a little lacking.
It's tough to memorize all 160 corner names here, but I'm not sure if they're all named, but it's a challenge nonetheless.
Boy, well judged for Eiran Parsons, and kind of, you have to, I've mentioned it before, having to drive kind of ahead of the car, make sure that you turn in early enough but not too early to maintain that front grip, and rapidly closing on Chris Moses. And I tell you, Eiran Parsons, very skilled in the 3rd sector of this track, and I suspect he's going to gain time on Moses here. He could well be held up from his best lap.
Carousel. Zach Kepner this one around.
All right, this 3rd sector, not terribly long, just a couple minutes worth, but very, very tricky here for the 90 seconds or so until he gets to that back straight.
So now picking up Lewis Nieto, not far off of Parsons here. Nieto having a pretty decent lap himself here. Let's jump on board with Lewis now. Ooh, big oversteer there for Nieto. This is actually the start of sector 3 now.
Yeah, Lewis Nieto did probably want to take that inside curving, but got the entry a little bit wrong, pushed it a little too hard, and had to make a big correction there. So it was a good correction. He's still on the black stuff, so well done.
Yeah, these curbs are very, very tricky here. It's tall, and some of them can really send the car for a ride if you take too much.
Tricky corner in this Ferrari here with a lot of bumping coming in. You want to get on the throttle early and hold it all the way through that corner, but a big lift required before entry on that last one.
This is the best part of the track for me. roller coaster ride through here. And in this corner, trying to brake as late as possible. Oh, nice slide there from Lewis.
Yeah, Lewis in third gear there. Most other guys in second that I've seen.
Very important final corner too to get right. Gotta get on the throttle as early as possible. Corner doesn't quite open up as soon as you would like.
Yeah, it's not straightforward, even in the modern GT cars, and particularly in these with that lack of front grip.
Parsons got around Moses down the back straight. Now Moses is gonna try and draft him here, maybe pick up a little time. A lot of speed here in this final chicane. Looks like Parsons is going to take over the provisional pole here. Clock in with the 7:51.8. Moses 7:57.7. Yanko to the line 7:55 flat. Houston now completing a lap here. Not a seemed like a bad time for Houston. He's going to check in with an 8:03 flat. Ooh, Kirkbride just coming out of the pit lane. Ronnie Nunez has yet to set a time. Well, he set an out lap, but might have made a mistake, so he's back out on track.
Wow, well that's got to be thrilling for Eiran. I mean, that's the best lap we've seen, right? So to turn your personal best there with that kind of pressure and heat. Moses in front, he's catching him, he's able to get around him and set his best time. That's what a lap by Eiran.
Now Taylor with an 8:07.4. See, Joe LaCour, he's on a flyer. The garage is set a 8:11.7. John Watson with an 8:10. Evan Miller coming through the final chicane. He's got Cuppet hot on his heels. Cuppet making a season debut here tonight. Miller to 10th. Cuppet to 7th with an 8:10. Nice lap from Jonathan Cuppet. Up the second times here. Let's see, Mascarelli, this is an outlap for him. So we have a few guys who have yet to set a lap.
Yeah, Lemansky, he might be. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was looking at the wrong screen. So Lemansky, yeah, with an 8:18. See where cover Peter Burke making a debut here tonight in the pit lane. Don't know, doesn't look like he's gone out yet. Not sure if he's going to take part in this session. Perhaps just a race.
Yeah, might want to go ahead and just take the safe spot at the rear.
So Parsons has parked it. He's staying off. Seems like he's pretty comfortable with that lap. Nieto and Moses have continued on with their lap.
Ah, interesting. Interesting. Well, that could account for some of Moses's lack of pace, carrying the extra fuel. But you know what? He's on those softs, and man, you don't get much life out of those softs. This is a long lap, and boy, Nieto's got around him, but now he's holding him up a little bit.
Actually, I think they've come in, so I think they're going to give it another shot here, see if they can get one in before the time expires here. Taylor in the pits. Watson is pitting. Cuppet's pitting. Some of these guys are content with their laps. Kirkbride is on a flyer here. Kirkbride had a good run last week, qualified in second. But then last week at Silverstone 67, qualified second, was running quite well, but an incident, a self-induced incident there. You know, the pit stop on his first stop to come out.
Yeah, what could have been for Kevin, showing some extreme speed for not many laps in this 312. It did come undone for him, but a bigger challenge tonight if you're Kevin Kirkbride than last week at Silverstone, that's for sure.
So Joe LaCour just clocked in with an 8:03.1.
Boy, and Matt Taylor's parked it, but has done no better than, well, he's 15 seconds off, whatever the heck that is. I gotta look at the lap times. 8:07.4, yeah.
I think Taylor carrying that 45 kilograms of success ballast. I think he's probably content where he's starting this race. So
that's true, yeah.
definitely not going to have enough time to go out and come back in. So go out and put another lap in, I should say. There's several guys in the pit lane. Ronnie Nunez. He'll be able to get one in here. It's a guy you got to watch out for. Nunez carrying some success ballast tonight.
Yeah, well, boy, he's going to have to get a lap in first, isn't he?
Yeah, Nunez carrying 25 kilograms of ballast.
Oh, he's coming around right now.
Yeah,
okay.
He's coming in now. Start a lap. He's a guy we're going to have to watch out for. Nunez is really outstanding around here.
Well, it's only 120% of the time, right? So wouldn't he come up like 4 minutes short?
No, I don't believe so.
No, okay.
Starting this flyer here. Keep an eye on Kirkbride. Check out where he is on. Where he is on track. Looks like he is
in the third sector.
Third sector. Yeah, Nunez on his back at 17th, our championship leader.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and just a reminder, anybody out there, this is qualifying here for the event to come shortly. Qualifying quickly dwindling here as we set the grid for the 7-lap extreme race.
Jump on board here with Nunez.
Yeah, these guys flipping a little curbing there, so they have the car feeling at least decent over the curbing.
Funny seeing the car cross that hill, get all out of shape. Ooh, he gets a wheel off the grass slightly.
Well, we will get a sector time from him here coming up in just about 30 seconds or so. So we'll know.
Down in here. .5 off in sector 1.
Yeah, well, Eiran, no slouch. If Ronnie Nunez does have enough time to get this lap completed, he may have an opportunity here in that third sector. He's going to have to put in one whale of a second sector, but he could have a chance in that third sector if Eiran Parsons did get held up a little bit there by Chris Moses in the third sector. Don't know that he did, but
the flag is out. Just as a reference, last season here in the Formula Lotus, Nunez in the best lap of a 7:58.4. So Parsons has crushed that here tonight. Pretty interesting. We've had several races this season that we ran in the Lotus, and the cars have been relatively close. Not necessarily quicker at some tracks, but Ferrari's really standing out here.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it's been pretty close to 50-50, maybe even a slight edge for the Formula Lotus on lap times. But you're absolutely right. Parsons has crushed it. I think he has put in a little special effort here, has Eiran Parsons. Done a few extra laps, made sure that he had a setup he was really comfortable with. And he is very good at this track. Oh! Ronnie Nunez making a mistake there. So if you pick a guy as a guy to beat, he's definitely, arguably one of the guys you're going to pick. But still, he bettered his time by a good, second and a half or something off the server best. So that's outstanding.
Yeah, I mean, based on, Parsons not carrying weight here tonight. Nunez carrying that 25 kilograms of ballast, but it is a hindrance, but it does not necessarily mean that these guys have won with weight a couple times this season. We've seen it, so.
Yeah, look, anybody starting inside the top 6 of this race can win it. It takes very little to make a mistake and end your race, and also, of course, speed. And we have some strategy issues to talk about too, and those will come into play in this race.
Moses 1.2 off in sector 1. Nunez sector 2 time 3.7 off.
Yeah, Nunez hasn't looked terribly sharp, but he's staring. Sorry, Al, he's staring dead at 18th on the grid at the moment. So anything he does to improve here is he's going to be very happy with.
Maintain this pace he's showing here, not making any mistakes. He's going to qualify in the top 5.
Yeah.
Maybe the best his teammate here. He's currently in second position.
Yeah, that 45.
That was in the pits. Moses is still out on track.
Yeah, and I guess, boy, you mentioned that, and that Moses first sector time is not too shabby either. It's certainly better than the time he's currently showing.
Kirkbride, he is 1.9 off in sector 1. So Nunez making his way down the back straight. Moses continues on his flyer. Kirkbride right behind him. As Nunez making his way down this very long straight.
Yeah, it takes a long time. In this last chicane here, doesn't always feel too comfortable when you're right there, close to a good lap.
This should be top 3 for Nunez, and it is. He clocks in the 3rd.
Yeah.
As can Moses. But he's 1.9 off in sector 2, so got a shot here for second. Here's Kirkbride. Kirkbride losing a bit of time here, but he could find himself in the top 5 here as well. Hey, you gotta hit it. Look at Houston there in 5th. Nice lap from him.
Yeah, well, and John Houston is showing pretty good
big
practice
slide
times
from
also.
Kirkbride, but keeps it together here. It's cost him a little bit of time, but not a heck of a lot. Nice slide there from Kirkbride. Continues to put wheels off here in the dirt.
Oh, this third sector, real separator here. This is what's going to determine this race. The driver that owns the third sector the best, and Kirkbride a little shaky, it has to be said. Oh no!
He's kept it together. So those mistakes are going to cost him, but it should put him in the top 10 here. They're not huge errors. This is just such a difficult track to wrap your head around. It's unbelievable.
Oh, coming apart, but still ahead on his time. You're right. Look, it's difficult for the very best drivers, and it's even more difficult in this car for the very best drivers. And you know, it's just a great challenge.
The way I've always approached it personally when I race here is it's just a matter of finishing. It's more of a race against myself than anybody else. Stay out of trouble in the opening
Race
lap.
against the track, yeah.
So Moses making his way down here for the last time in this qualifying session. Let's see if he's able to improve. And all indications should point to an improvement of his lap time. Could slot him into second here. Let's see, butchered that final sector, but it looked pretty clean from my perspective here. And Moses to the line. The second. Wow, only 2 seconds off. Great lap. And Kirkbride to the line. And where did the 5th. So nice lap from Kevin Kirkbride. Yeah, he might have had a shot at the top even further up if he hadn't made those mistakes in the final second.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Whew.
So there you have it. Eiran Parsons with an outstanding qualifying lap here. 7:51.8 to Moses 7:54.8. So nearly 3 seconds off, but still pretty amazing lap. It's going to be important for Parsons to maintain that lead in this opening lap here. It's at least into the first sector. As we saw what happened at Zandvoort for him, he got stuck behind Ronnie, and man, it was tough going for him after that. Could not get by him.
Yeah.
All right, so while we got some time here, we're going to run down the standings here for this Monday night series, round 8. We got 7 in the books here, and after last week's race at Silverstone, where it was Luis Nieto taking the win there. It was a very exciting race, but after last week, it still is Ronnie Nunez out front, but Taylor, who finished second last week, has closed the gap to Nunez, so that difference is only 1 point between Nunez and Taylor. So Nunez leading, Taylor second. Chris Moses in third, only 11 points back. Eiran Parsons, with unfortunate DNF last week, has found himself tied for 4th with Luis Nieto, and Kevin Miller up there in 5th in the top 5. In the the team championship, Precision Motor Racing leading overall. That's Matt Taylor and Chris Moses. They have 236 points. They've taken over the lead after last week. Monty Python Racing, that's Nieto and Nunez with 221. T-Brock Dam Bam in third. John Houston and Eiran Parsons with 150. Kung Fu Racing in 4th. Ian Jolicoeur and Marty Eiran in 4th with 117. And the taxi service in 5th, that's Greg Myers and Sam Rolfe with 103. So that Drivers' Championship certainly not decided. And the Team Championship not decided, brother. I got a feel this one's going to come down to the wire here.
Yeah, it could, and we know that this track in particular can change things very quickly. We're running a little short on time, got our race to get started, but those top 3 appear to have separated a little bit. Nunez, Taylor, Moses, but hey, we've got 5 events left to run in this 12-event season, so still a lot of time if you're back there just a little bit to work your way back up, start putting in some good results, and a little bit of luck from a competitor in front of you can put you right back in this thing. So it's still all to play for these guys.
Yeah, it certainly is, and you know, it's going to be important for Parsons to have a good finish here after last week if he wants to get back in this thing. I mean, he's a little out of touch right now after last week's DNF, but doesn't mean trouble can't find these guys. Still, what is it? 7 races to go here. Sorry, 6 races to go here, including tonight. So it's still a bit to go before this season is in the books here, and it's going to be exciting to see what happens. But while we got some time here, let's run down the starting order for tonight's race. It's going to be Eiran Parsons leading the field here with an outstanding pole lap, 7:51.8. Followed by Chris Moses going to start 2nd, Luis Nieto in 3rd, Ronnie Nunez is going to start 4th, and John Houston with the great showing here qualifying going to start 5th.
I'm actually showing Kirkbride in 5th. Also,
yeah.
Nunez may have jumped out and jumped back in. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think that's what happened. Go ahead.
Yep. Still, nonetheless, very good 5th place start there for Kirkbride. John Houston's going to start 6th. Ian Jolicoeur put in a nice lap for 7th. Matt Taylor, PMR's Matt Taylor, starts 8th. John Wathen in 9th. Jonathan Cuppett 10th.
Mark DeGraw is going to start 11th. Marty Eiran in 12th. Sam Rolfe 13th. Chuck Carter 14th. And Kevin Lemancey is going to start 15th.
Yeah, Kevin Miller, 5th in points, finds himself starting 16th tonight. Zach Hefner takes 17th. Greg Myers in 18th. Gup Douglas starts 19th. Lou Mascarelli takes 20th.
Ryan Story's going to start 21st. Ken Baldwin 22nd. Jack Ivey 23rd. Peter Burke's going to start 24th. Newcomer Ryan Jones 25th. And then we also have in 26th is Jake Farmser, and 27th Tom Traskell. So good field, big field here tonight for this event here at the Nordschleife. Any predictions, Brad? Kind of hard to pick against
you
Parsons. You gotta like Eiran Parsons. If he gets fumbled at the start and Nieto, Nunez, or Moses, some of those guys get in front of him, well, then anything could happen because they're going to be pushing. It's only 7 laps. They're long laps, but you still want to get out front if you can. And in these cars, we've seen the side-by-side, man. Can be touch and go. Watch for the early contact. Looks like everybody's going to be starting out on the softs. About to go green here from the Nordschleife. Good start from Parsons here, leading the field into turn 1. It looks like it's going to be advantage Chris Moses here, and Parsons going to shuffle back. Might have been some contact there between Nieto and his teammate Nunez. Parsons squeaks back up to 2nd. Nunez up to 3rd. I think those two touch wheels, Brad. Jolicoeur up to 5th.
Not sure, wasn't at the front of the field, Al, so didn't see it.
Parsons now with a look on the outside of Chris Moses. Moses going to hang on to that lead. Parsons not giving up yet.
To get past.
Yeah, we talked about it. Nunez now has powered past Parsons. Parsons down to 3rd. And Jolicoeur all over the back of Eiran Parsons. field making their way through the chicane.
Oh. Very late move by Luis Nieto on Ian Jolicoeur behind. Close moments for those guys, but Nieto makes it stick.
On board with Jolicoeur. This is when things get interesting here. This first time through this portion of the track in anger. Some of these guys further back. One more mistake. Kirkbride up to 6th. Ooh, Jolicoeur with a bit of a bobble there. The field looks like they get through okay.
Yeah, I had a little something right at the back at the first corner, but by and large, looking pretty good.
Yeah, Nieto showing some signs of damage here on the right side of his car. Ooh, that was Cuppin taking it a bit wide there. Right-handed down the hill. Ooh, Moses makes a mistake. He takes it off. He keeps it off the barriers, but trying his best here. He comes out just ahead of his teammate, so that's going to shuffle him back down to 7th. Man, that could have been the gift Nunez needed here. Actually, the gift Parsons needed, because Parsons not carrying any weight. He can hang onto the back of Nunez. He can power pass him down the back straight here.
It's hard to imagine anybody else has quite the pace Aaron Parsons can come up with, but let's not forget that pace he showed wasn't qualifying with the low fuel, and things can change dramatically with in terms of the setup, how the car handles and behaves with the fuel on board. So, yeah, could be a different story here for Aaron Parsons. We have not talked about the tires. The tires could come into play here in another 3 or 4 laps in a big way out.
Following John Hewson as he tries to close up here on Kevin Kirkbride. Gap between Parsons and Nunez. Just about a second. Oh, big mistake on throttle for Hewson. And man, he pounds at it. That tire wall. That's going to cost him. So that's going to drop him back down to 8 and give John Watson an opportunity here to make a pass. A little further back at Zach Hefner, Cuppin, Eiran all duking it out here.
Oh, they're duking it out all the way to 22nd right now.
Mark DeGraw involved in this battle as well. Ooh, Hefner takes it wide. Another mistake there. Not sure if he made contact with the wall, but chances are he did. Not many places around here where you can make a mistake and not find the wall.
Boy, you're so right about that, and already showing some battle scars. Not even a lap into this 7-lap event here, and guys already dialing up the pit board, looking to get the damage fixed.
Kirkbride, I believe, just made a pretty substantial mistake there as he ran wide and pounded that inside wall. Actually, it might not have been him. Car seems okay. Not sure who that was. Kirkbride bobble there through the carousel.
Yeah, Ian also popped out of there.
Parsons, this battle up front very close, continues to be leading the way. Got Parsons hot on his heels and Nieto right behind them. That was a very costly mistake for PMR Moses made there. In terms of the team championship implications.
Yeah, and now Aaron Parsons is looking at that Monty Python's racing sandwich right now. He is not with Monty Python's racing, but he would like to pick up points on those guys. Going to be tough from Aaron Parsons' position at the moment.
Moses got back past Kirkbride, and Taylor just made a mistake that allowed John Hewson to get past.
Wow.
mark, coming unglued here in the opening lap. So 7 laps around this place. It is 150 kilometers each race here at Monday nights. This track being 25 or so, 24 kilometers, something like that.
Well, we can go 2 stops or we can go 1 stop. Guys running a 1 stop are going to have to run 4 laps on these soft tires. And from what I'm hearing from the paddock, that last lap, if you run 4 on the softs, is going to be like 15 to 20 seconds off of your best lap. Point being now, if you want to reset on your first lap and pick up damage, you have the opportunity. You can come in and get it fixed. If you do, are you going to get stuck in some horrible traffic?
That's the risk you take coming in early.
Yeah.
So let's see what the speed difference is here between Nunez and Parsons. Nieto right behind, a little off the wing, but you can see Parsons now starting to ever so slightly close up on Ronnie Nunez here.
Yeah, I think all of our top 3 really are just kind of happy to have survived right now, be running in the top 3. And once this second lap goes, we're really going to get down to business here.
Let's see, Parsons has a run at Ronnie here in turn 1. Hey, Ronnie looks like he's thinking about defending the inside. Oh yeah, he's committed to it. Not impossible to make that pass on the outside here. You got the advantage going into this next corner, but it's going to be advantage Nunez. Joe LaCour hangs on to that 4th spot. Kirkbride still at 6. Moses has picked up a spot. He's running in 5th.
Yeah, Nunez going back quickly to that Nunez first corner there. Did a very nice job holding that inside line. Still with good speed on exit, actually. Very impressive.
Nice duel here between Marty Eiran and John Watson. Thursday night broadcast duo. Slide there from Watson, hangs on with John Cuppett right behind him. Parsons looks like he's made a mistake as Nieto has closed up to get alongside him.
Yeah, Parsons took it very deep. He defended by breaking way later than the normal line. Had to take the slow exit as a result, but nonetheless retained that position.
Cuppett has made his way past John Watson, so Cuppett picks up a spot now in the top 10.
Boy, he sure has, and looking pretty racy here with NAGP veteran Marty Eiran right in front of him. Marty Eiran, plenty of experience on this track as well, and pretty fast driver too, so nice run going here for Jonathan Cuppett.
Cuppett ran quite well last season in the Lotus.
Yes.
Just a win last season.
Yeah,
Joe LaCour just picked him up, and he's made a mistake. Moses gotten by. Sorry, Brad. And now Kirkbride's got a pad. Oh, Joe LaCour still trying to get his everything gathered up here as he may now drop a spot to Houston, and he has. Joe LaCour, looks like Joe LaCour might have some suspension trouble.
Yes, he does. Yeah, suspension's cracked. The car's definitely pulling to the right. So big suspension damage now for Ian Joe LaCour, and I got to think he's going to be diving in for repairs on this lap. And any one-stop strategies he had planned are now out the window.
Yeah, just riding on board with him. He's got the wheel cocked to the left just to keep it going straight. That's a tough break for Joe LaCour. Not where you want to have a mistake like that right after.
It's a tough 8 minutes back to the pits.
Sure is. So your running order, it is Nunez, Parsons, Nato, Moses, and Kirkbride. These top three have been running nose to tail since the drop of the flag here to start this race. Moses, he was leading up until the first sector, made a mistake, which allowed these guys to get past. But very lucky for Moses, kept it off the wall and suffered no damage actually. So.
Yeah, that is where he made his mistake. Is one of the few places where you can. It's still no guarantee. You're still about 50-50 if you miss it on the braking there. But yeah.
Board here with Kevin Miller up in 14. He's trying to chase down Chuck Carter here.
He was a bit fortunate. But boy, that Kirkbride behind him. Carter is having a good run, but yeah, I noted Miller. I didn't see where he had qualified until he ran down the starting order. So what it was like his 16th or 17th for Kevin Miller. He's moved up a couple spots, but yeah, for our with I guess 6th place in points, he's a little off pace here at the Schleife.
Watching Joe LaCour continue to lose positions here. Uran's gotten by, Cuppet has gotten by. Lemansky is probably going to be the next car to get past. Lemansky having a good run here in 11th. McGrath running in 12th. Right behind him is Carter and Miller. We talked about these two. Dump Douglas in the points, running in 15th. Mascarelli running in 16th, and he's got a train of cars behind him. Oh, newcomer Peter Burke in 18th. Duking it out here with Greg Myers.
Yeah, Greg's going to show a lot of caution. It looks like he has quite a bit of pace on blue, but understanding that there's only 6 laps to go, 5.5, but they are some very tough laps. So Greg knows caution at all times is whoa.
Greg takes a wheel off.
And of course, it's a very difficult track to pass at. Very difficult.
Guys on track. So, very nice tussle here for this last points paying position. Ooh, Mascarelli gets it way wrong going into the carousel. Oh, he's recovered.
Yeah, this is a close fight. The race here in another lap and a half will really become much more about, as you say, kind of driving against the track. But for now, still position battles going on.
All right, storing up, closing up on this battle here. So. Guys definitely look like they got pace over Mascarelli. Nice job by Kevin Burke. Hanging on to the tail of these guys.
I have to say, all these guys really doing quite a good job. For whatever reason, obviously they don't have the pace of the front runners here tonight, but obviously doing a very good job being safe, being as consistent as they can, and most importantly, not hitting each other. Right? I'm quite impressed.
Guys gonna hang on to Lou here. We're gonna have a drag race down the back straight here if these guys all stay nip and tuck here. This battle out front. Parsons still unable to get by Nunez. Nunez continues to hang on to the lead. Parsons closed the gap. Nunez with best lap of the race, 7:58.1.
Well, I have to say that's a pretty good fuel lap. Though that is starting to burn off now, and unlike modern Formula One, these guys aren't going to be gaining quite as much time. Yeah, this third lap they may gain a little bit of time, but if they choose another lap after that, we're really going to see the times drop off, and they really struggle with grip.
Yeah, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars mixed up in this. Greg Myers powers past Mascarelli.
Looks like
Brian Story rockets past Peter Burke.
Looks like Lemansky, Kirkbride, and Taylor all chose to come in here, Al. Or at least Kirkbride and Taylor have.
Joe LaCour has made it into the pit lane. Ooh, Mascarelli and Burke is in.
Wow.
Last second decision there looked like for Mascarelli.
So a little freedom now if you're Gregory Myers.
Wathen in the pit lanes. He is fallen back to 24th and is stationary.
Oh, that's not good. Boy, saw him early up inside the top 10, looking pretty strong, but now a lengthy damage repair stop or out.
Well, let's hope he hasn't pulled the chute on the season. I know he fell out of that competition index after that DNF at Zandvoort.
Oh, Sam Rolfe checked in with him, and currently running 23rd and showing a lot of damage. Has banged off a wall someplace.
So Gup Douglas running in 12th. Got Greg Myers closing up on these guys. Joe LaCour comes out in 15th after getting serviced. So this is going to be interesting for Joe LaCour here. He's going to have to be working hard here to get by these guys. And just quick work here of Ryan Story.
Well, working hard is right. It's so difficult to get back into the patience mode when you're up there inside the top 5, looking to put some pressure for those top positions. But now the story has changed. If you're Ian Joe LaCour, got to show a little bit of caution here as you work this traffic.
Joe LaCour pass. I understand he doesn't have the pace Joe LaCour's got. Doesn't put up much of a fight.
Yeah, and that's an easy call. Pretty standard protocol for Greg Myers. He's going to run his own race regardless of anything, and hey, I respect it.
Really close battles here through the back half of this points paints positions here. From 12 to 17th, they're all pretty close. 18 not far back as well to Zach Heffner. Ryan Story teammates. Oh, Story takes it off. Clips the barrier. Ooh, that could be terminal. So that might be game over for Story.
Well, almost made it to halfway. Hopefully he can get around to the pits, because you never know who else is going to launch themselves into the German forest next. So if you can keep fighting out there, you always got a shot to pick up some spots.
Wow. Interesting pass attempt there from Joe LaCour. Unable to get it done.
Yeah, Gup not going to be as easy on Joe LaCour as Gregory Myers. Ooh, but he might have made it.
Bang! Big impact from Guppa. Ouch, that's gonna hurt. Got back underway here.
Well, the good news if you're Gup is at least the windshield isn't cracked. So maybe he got away with light damage.
Just checking his faculties here, making sure he's remembers what day it is, and he's gonna try and bring it back around here and get that thing served. He is on his third lap here, so he should be okay.
Yeah, it could be time for his regular service anyway, right? So So maybe he takes a 25-second hit or so, or more to get around. But
really impressive front shoulder here from Nunez, carrying that extra ballast and able to maintain that lead over Eiran Parsons here in his first stint here. I mean, it just goes back to the whole qualifying situation at this track. It's great to put in a great dynamite lap, but it doesn't always matter too much around this place.
Yeah, and you know, you look at those guys and you say, well, hey, they're gaining some ground on Lewis Neto behind, but not very much, are they? it's maybe 1 second per lap they've gained on Lewis Neto, and around here, well, that's not too much. So it seems to me like he's still well and truly in this fight from that third position.
Cool with Kevin Miller here as he tries to close the gap up on Greg Myers. These guys are in the points here. Miller at 14. We've already had a bevy of pit stops here. We saw, you mentioned Kirkbride came in. We saw
Matt Taylor, yeah.
We saw Burke come in. Mascarelli came in. Matt Taylor came in. So the strategy you mentioned earlier maybe playing out as Jake Feinstein calls in on unfortunately.
Yeah, I saw Jake had some trouble early, and who knows, may have had to retire the car with some engine damage. It's very possible around here. So here we go. The guys that have not yet made their stops will be looking to make a stop likely on this lap. Guys that choose to go around again are really going to be pushing the envelope here in terms of their tire degradation, but could have an advantage by the end.
All right, so we suspect these guys are going to come into pit. Looks like Nunez going to come in. Wow, Parsons
does not.
He stays out. Nieto is in. Parsons just ran fast lap of the race, 7:57.1.
Wow. Well, we won't be able to check the lap time because they'll be coming in. But yeah, interesting. So Parsons pushing the envelope. Let's see if teammate Houston does.
Well, I mean, these guys, I imagine they're going to come in. Ooh, as Nieto overshoots his pit stop. Moses is in.
Moses, Houston in right behind him. So far, only Parsons sticking out for that fourth lap.
Oh, it looked like Nieto
now,
left it in reverse.
Oh, no. So interesting now. Any of these guys that have come in for this that third lap now, they can stay out for 4 laps at this point now, kind of depending on how things go. And maybe, you know, maybe that's what they're going to plan on doing, kind of depending on the position that they're in at the time.
All right, so Parsons is on his 4th lap here, so he's got a 27-second cushion over second place Nunez. This outlap from Nunez is going to be really important to get a good lap down here.
Yeah, you could be right.
But, you know, these guys are going to have to do a 4th lap as well, unless they come in early again, which I don't think is going to happen.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? It's really going to depend on how things are shaken up on that last lap, where your position is, and if you have the time in hand to come in for that stop, or if you want to chance it. Again, I was talking with specifically Eiran Parsons, and he said his 4th lap was 15 to 20 seconds off of his best lap. So, but hey, he ran a 51 last lap, right? Well, that's his qualifying pace. So maybe he can do a little bit better than he thought.
Taylor just made a pretty big mistake there. Kept it off the wall. Chuck Carter nearly gets past, but Taylor hanging on to that position. Just remember, Taylor carrying 45 kilograms of ballast, so that's pretty significant in these cars. And that's definitely the most we've seen so far this season. A little further back, looks like Kevin Miller has made his way past Greg Myers here, so these guys have swapped, traded positions here. Gup Douglas in the pits. Looks like Gup is getting service. Mark DeGraw right behind him. I assume these guys are going to be coming out. DeGraw is away. Burke is back in for another stop. So Gup. Oh, Gup had that big damage, so he's away. So he's gotten repaired.
Yeah, I was going to mention Mark DeGraw is actually having a pretty good run inside the top 12 there at one point, but made a mistake at, you know, basically a lap and a half ago, and gave up a lot of spots.
Let's see what kind of laps Chuck is running here. Oh, that's Parsons. Chuck Carter. Got Marty all over the back of him, but Chuck is on his 4th lap. He is up to 9th. You ran with a big mistake. Chuck's going to get passed. Man. Oh, Marty's blown the engine. I thought it sounded strange. He dropped it. Yeah, he's done. He blew the engine.
Oh, bummer, man. Yeah. It can catch out anybody.
Yeah, he got a run on Chuck, and then he just downshifted. He missed a shift or something. I know Marty uses that H-pattern shifter, so he may have, I don't know, missed 4th or something. But it's terminal for Marty. That's unfortunate.
It is. I suppose on the plus side so far, the attrition has not been horrendous. Certainly not as much as we would have been shocked by seeing. So still a lot of guys out there still running.
So Aaron Parsons best lap 7:57.1.
57.1. Okay.
Just under a second over Nunez, 58 flat. The time between Nunez and Parsons is now down to 26 seconds.
I would say so far it's still holding pretty good though, Al.
Yep, I would have to agree with you.
I mean, what? He's only given up a 1.5 seconds, couple seconds, something like that. He's holding his own there for that 4th lap, for sure. Certainly not near as far off as he had thought he might be.
The gap between Moses and Nieto is now roughly 10 seconds. Looks like it's gone down a little bit. I think that bobble in the pit stops from Nieto has given picked up Moses a couple seconds there, but yeah, Moses looking to recover. Kirkbride showing some signs of wear on the side of his Ferrari. He is back in 5th. And John Hewson, he's had a little bit of trouble there in the first stint, but he is in 6th. Matt Taylor running in 7th. We got Cup at Carter, Lemansky. Lemansky just got past Carter. And that is Joe LaCour looking to join this fray.
Well, you have to be pretty happy running in 10th place if you're Chuck Carter, but yeah, I think he's in danger of quickly losing that spot.
Lemansky now closing up on Cuppet here in 8th. Tough carousel there for Joe LaCour.
Yeah, he's hopped out of there a couple times.
What a run Chuck Carter is having up to this point, man. He is looking good.
Yeah. Yeah, gotta agree. I mean, all these guys really pretty darn skilled at this track. I mean, you look at the guys, say, well, they're, you know, half a lap behind or something. Well, that doesn't really tell the whole tale. They're getting a little unlucky. Believe me, they're good drivers and good at this track, one and all, with the, you know, exception of maybe a newcomer or two.
Just up the track here. It's Lemansky Cuppet duking it up.
Okay, that time now starting to come down for Ronnie Nunez. So 22 seconds back, but Parsons just now coming into the pits. So about a 9-second gain for Ronnie Nunez on that lap.
A little mistake there from Lemansky's allowed Cuppet a little bit of breathing room, and Joe LaCour side by side with Chuck. And Joe LaCour gets that pass made, and Nunez now has taken over the lead. Nieto has gotten past Parsons as well, but Parsons now lighter on fuel. He's going to have better tires here near the end of this race compared to those to Nunez and Nieto. So that gap between Nunez and Parsons, 14 seconds. Sorry, bro.
No. So if you're Nunez and Nieto now, you're almost forced to stay out because you're definitely giving up the lead if you come in. And now they're, I mean, you know, you got to chance it now. But you're absolutely right about that fourth lap on those tires. Parsons, I tell you, he was ready for it. I don't know if those Monty Python's Racing guys are.
Hefner making the pass on Greg Myers down the back straight. Lemansky in the pits, Taylor in, and Kirkbride. Oh, Lemansky's done. He's parked it. Oh, that's unfortunate. Ooh, Greg takes a couple wheels off there. Yeah, that's a scary part of the track to do that in. This is probably as fast as you're going to go around here. And he's taking a couple wheels off. And you get dirt on these tires. It is very tricky. Greg in, Hefner in. So this strategy differing here. A bunch of guys up front. Parsons took it 4 laps. Nunez and Nieto took it 3. And I think, well, Greg might have taken it 4 as well, actually. But I believe Kirkbride has pitted already. Well, this is the second stop. He should be good to go here to the end. Cuppet's gone past. Joe LaCour still needs to make another stop, I believe.
Yeah, I don't think Joe LaCour even would have the fuel. I'm not 100% on that, but in any event, it would be 5 laps if you're Joe LaCour, because he had to come in early.
Wow. Got Douglas back in the points here. Kevin Burke hot on his heels, so what a run this would be for Burke on his debut here to finish in the points. Sam Rolfe back in 19th. Mascarelli was running in the points there for a little while. He is back in 20th.
Yeah, he may have come up with some Armco damage or something, which has put him back.
So something must have happened to Moses here. He was 10 seconds off on Nieto, and now he's about 16 seconds off. So the gap between Nunez and Nieto is only 9 seconds. That gap really hasn't changed between those two.
Yeah, it's really going to come down, I think, to the top 3 still in that battle, and how much how many inroads Parsons can make on that 4th lap to Nunez and Nieto in front.
On board with Joe LaCour. We suspect Joe LaCour needs to make another stop. Kirkbride and Cuppet, I believe, are good to go. Kirkbride the heat on Cuppet here.
Yeah, that's still a fight for position. You have to be pretty impressed with Kirkbride here, having that mistake early, but finally fighting through and settling down and picking some spots back up. So nice run here. And oh boy, here we go with that three-way. We like the three-ways.
Oh, Kirkbride took it up on the curbing. That allowed Joe LaCour to get a run. So Joe LaCour picks up the spot over Kirkbride.
Yeah, Ian really went ahead and forced the issue there. Wasn't anything untoward at all, but definitely said, I am coming through. I hope you're watching your mirrors, and of course Kevin was.
Given the nature of this track, it is great to see. Yeah, we're only 5 laps anyway, but this track is so huge that still see these tight battles and the strategies playing out here between the different drivers. It's great.
Big tank slapper for Kevin Kirkbride, which almost nosed him into the bridge, but hung on to it.
Tuning in here for the first time, you're watching coverage of Round 8 of the North American Grand Prix Monday Night Open Wheel Championship. The Ferrari F312. We're at the Nordschleife. Working lap 5 of 7 here, watching a nice battle here. This is for 7th between Ian Joe LaCour and Jonathan Cuppet, who is in 7th at the moment, and Kevin Kirkbride. Man, Joe LaCour is all over the back of Cuppet.
Yeah, as we watch this intense battle, and I'll shut up the moment that there's a pass going on here. Parsons now is eating into some that Luis Nieto time. Not quite making the move yet, but now only a second off of Luis Nieto is Eiran Parsons, so he is beginning to assert his authority.
LaCour, he's zoned in here. He's nailed that carousel. He's boggled it a couple, 3 times, and he's made the pass on the outside there on Cuppet. What a great job there from Joe LaCour. And a heads-up move there.
Showed a lot of trust. Showed a lot of trust, and he was rewarded. So heads-up play by Cuppet and Ian. Nice pass.
Wow, this is the battle for second, just picking up Parsons and Nieto.
Yeah, and Parsons now has picked up 1 second there after that pit stop rotation on first place Ronnie Nunez. So not only picking up time and in a battle, but on Luis Nieto, but picking up time on teammate Ronnie Nunez as well.
Close Parsons can get here at the end of this lap.
Yeah, the top speed differential looks pretty similar for the guys at the moment. Flashed 186 and 186.
Out of your end, you copy. As Nunez sets fast lap of the race there with a 7:56, so Nunez is flying.
Yeah, but Parsons, I think, is going to do better. Luis Nieto into the pits.
Ooh, interesting move here. Nunez in.
Wow.
Wow is right. Parsons is going to be good to go. This could be... Oh, Moses is in as well. Ooh.
Well, there you go. They planned on running 2 stops, and they didn't deviate.
Well, somebody dropped the ball here on strategy. Parsons is good to go.
Yeah.
And, man.
You know, I think these guys saw what their 4th lap time was going to look like, and they just abandoned it right away. And I think Parsons made some adjustments and said, well, hey, I'll go off sequence and stick with it. And, hey, he is in the catbird seat now because with 2 laps to go, those guys aren't making up 25 seconds unless Parsons makes a mistake.
Houston in the pits. So yeah, the only guy, it looks, Taylor coming in. Well, it looks like the only guy with the 1 stop is going to be Parsons.
Yeah, wow. I think it was a big risk for him, Al. Honestly, I think this was a really bold move, and he has the opportunity to be rewarded with it now.
Core in, so we knew he had to stop. Kirkbride's good to go, so he's going to come out, and it looks like he's going to come out ahead of Taylor and Joe LaCour. Taylor coming out of the pits now. Uppett's in the pits. Oh, Miller! Oh, he smashes the pit wall barrier. Oh, wow, that was a big hit. It almost looked like he was a little indecisive there. Should he come in or not? At the last second, he decided to come in, and it was a little too late. Wow. So,
I'm glad the motor's still running.
So, this is an out lap and a qualifying lap for Nunez. He's got 25 seconds to make up. I don't see it happening.
No, I mean, Parsons, he doesn't suffer that horrible degradation. I mean, he said his best lap on his 3rd lap, right? Well, that's, you know, his last lap's going to be another 3rd lap for him, so, no. Interesting, but it's now, on that pit stop cycle, it's now Kirkbride all the way back up into 6th.
Yep.
And Houston up into 5th. Boy, Parsons in 1st, and if Houston can pick up 5th, that's big points for those guys.
Yeah, this strategy for Parsons, excuse me, that's typically a move we see like Nunez and Nieto pull off. Surprising to see Parsons be the one here to pull it off this week.
Well, little inside info. I was talking with Eiran last night, and he was in a quandary. He was really debating this strategy, and he was turning a lot of laps and was still turning them when I left. So this strategy was on his mind, and he really made something special work here if he can keep it on track for another lap and a half.
Yeah, I think he should be good to go, but this is huge for him. But I'll tell you what, Nunez running in 2nd here. He's got a cushion over Parsons in the Drivers' Championship. Parsons going to pick up points on Moses, Nieto, and Taylor, but not too bad for Nunez.
Yeah, that's right. He can certainly afford to give up a few, but you know, at the same time, if you are Eiran Parsons, this is exactly what you needed in terms of his point standing. So for both those guys, they're both feeling pretty good, I gotta think.
Hey, Marty, you copy? Nah, it doesn't look like Marty does not want to leave his trailer at the moment, so we're gonna leave him be here.
Taking a shot of whiskey and maybe wolfing down a heater.
But it is Nunez, Nieto, 2nd and 3rd. It's going to be big for that team. They'll probably stand the way they are now. They'll take over that championship lead. I'll tell you what, Zach Hefner. Clocking in late here. Not putting much time, didn't have much time to prepare, I don't believe, for this race. He was running at 13th and now starting to close in here on Greg Myers. Kevin Miller in 11th. Going to have an opportunity, it looks like, on Chuck Carter, who is in 10th. Jump on board here with Hefner.
Yeah, and I was actually going to mention Zach Hefner a little earlier. His good run, because I was pretty impressed, and his good run continues. pretty surprising. Old Zach has not been around here very long, and I tell you, I like what I'm seeing. I like it.
No, I agree. He's shown he's got good pace. I mean, he had a great showing last Thursday at where did we race last Thursday? Barcelona. Oh, I think he finished in the top 5, if I'm not mistaken, or just outside in the Ferrari as well.
Well, I remember because I was running behind him on track.
There you go.
And not only was he running pretty good pace, but he was running it very consistently. So, Kirkbride.
Kirkbride. Unbelievable. That was his goal, was to finish this race, but that's unfortunate.
Yeah, came so close too. But sorely needed position now for Kevin Miller. He'll jump into that 9th spot even with that miscue caught live on NAGP TV. That'll make him happy.
Yeah, Kevin Miller has gotten past Chuck Carter. So Chuck Carter back to the count. Continue to watch this. Ooh, Hefner taking a wheel off the grass, but not crossing it off.
Easy to do in this Ferrari 312 if you don't hit it just right there.
Really turning the screws here. He's really desperate to get by Greg Myers here. He's got an opportunity here to finish ahead of Kevin Miller. He's got good pace. Get by Myers here. There's a gap up on Carter and Miller.
Yeah, well, Carter's certainly in his sights, as you say, if he can get past. Miller, not so sure. Miller's pretty tough nut to crack. I mean, when you start getting up to Kevin Miller, you're in some fast company.
Parsons resets fast lap of the race with the 7:55 flat. So he is not giving up here as Parsons. It's just started the last lap of this race, and he had 25 seconds on hand over Nunez and ripped off the fast lap of the race. So, being cautious.
Yeah, Jessup. Not sure what happened to Kirkbride either. We just saw him pop up there with that DNF, unfortunately. So good run under for him. And you know, this is the type of track really where you're never in the habit of backing off, right? In practice, whatever, you're always pushing a little bit and kind of exploring the boundaries of what you can get away with, and then backing off the stage just inside that, right? And on this type of track, you don't really want to get out of the rhythm you haven't practiced for, right? Which you know, of course. So I think Parsons he's gonna stay on the throttle. It's weird. It's one of those rare instances where you know, backing off and really starting to be cautious doesn't pay necessarily.
Look from a real wing here, Greg Myers. Ferrari.
Yeah, it's quite a view from back there, and Zach Hefner, I continue to like what I see, being extremely patient here. I think he knows he's got this position if he just waits it out. Just not quite enough speed. That one extra click on the front arrow is hurting him. So close.
Oh, man. You heard Greg there banging off that rev limiter. But Hefner unable to get past.
Well, Greg Myers, as cautious and conservative a driver as you will meet early, becomes just the opposite when it becomes late. And he is going to be fighting tooth and nail with within safety limits of holding on to this position now. So Zach Hefner will have to earn this position on merit. I guarantee it.
Well, Chuck Carter continues to hold on to that final top 10 there spot in 10. That would be Chuck's best finish of the season, I believe. These two actually have caught up to Chuck now. This is going to be interesting to see how this one plays out.
Yeah, Miller has a pretty comfortable gap up the road a little bit, but for these three, it is on, and this is for the 10th spot, top 10. That's some good running here.
Big lurch there from Hefner. Gap over these two.
Yeah, a little bit. You still have to think if Zach can find a way by that he's going to show some pace. Nail-biting stuff for these guys now. Some 6.5 minutes left in this event. Zach Hefner. Dicey track, dicey car, on the limit.
He's going to have a look on the inside. Risky move there. Oh man. Craig's going to hang on to that spot. I didn't think there was contact there, Brad.
Oh, that was so close. Oh my God.
That was close. No, I couldn't tell from the camera angle, but they may have bumped slightly there.
I'm on board Zach. I'm on board Zach, and you might have been able to put a piece of paper between them.
Oh, he makes a bit of a bobble there, but it's okay. He's going to get back on track. But man, let's give it Myers quite a bit of breathing room. Yeah, let's check back in with our leader here as he started on the final lap here. Entering, I believe, is the final sector.
Looks like my secondary computer locked up. I was just going to give a shout out to Scotty. Nice to see you, Scotty.
Oh yeah.
Looking forward to seeing you back on track. Nope, there it goes.
Gotta be late over there.
Maybe. Yeah, no doubt.
Must be having a hard time sleeping. Well, Parsons here going through the second carousel here to start his final blast down the back straight to complete this lap, and we expect will be a win here for Parsons, as I believe probably the only guy who one-stopped it. Carter may have. Carter's going to follow this battle here. These guys still have a ways to go here before they complete this lap. But Parsons 25-second cushion over Ronnie Nunez in second.
Yeah, Parsons given back just a little bit of time there to Ronnie Nunez that lap. So maybe going with a bit of some short shifting or what have you. Played a little cautious, but nonetheless, looks like he's going to finish it off.
Now Parsons going to take the win here at the Nordschleife. Great run from Parsons. And it looks like Nunez is going to finish here in second. Just a few seconds up on his teammate. Not going to pose for the photo finish. It's going to be Nunez, followed by Nieto in third. Oh, Nieto says fast lap of the race on his final lap.
Wow.
Clipping Aaron Parsons there. Chris Moses going to come home here in fourth. What could have been for Moses, he was leading this race when it started. But settles for fourth here, John Houston. Making his way down the straight. Let's check in with this Carter Myers duel real quick. And it's still Chuck Carter holding on to that 10th spot. Going to take fifth. Great run for John. Had a rocky start, but turned it around here to take fifth.
Yeah, sure did.
Taylor's going to hang on to this. Looks like he's going to hang on to this sixth spot ahead of Jolicoeur. Barring any mistakes. Going to be Taylor here. In sixth, Jolicoeur sends it into the wall. Cuppin, is he going to get past?
Wow.
So Cuppin now is going to take seventh. Jolicoeur, if he makes it around, he's going to take eighth. He's really having a hard time of it.
Plenty of time back to Kevin Miller.
Jolicoeur is going to take eighth. Kevin Miller and Chuck Carter and Greg Myers here now. This is for that final top 10. Oh, Carter making a move there. Carter's going to tuck in behind Greg, see if he can power back past.
He may be able to. He's certainly going to be close enough to do something crazy, maybe. May not be over for Hefner yet. Oh no!
Keep it together, Chuck. Oh, Chuck's turned it around there. No doubt Hefner's seen what just happened. He's going to try and take advantage.
You can see his query.
Oh, and those two come together in the final corner. Unbelievable. Oh. Let's see. Is DeGrasse going to have a shot here? I don't know. Wow. Oh, it's going to be Hefner going to take 11th. Carter's going to take 12th. What a finish here. Well, we got our race winner here in the channel, Aaron Parsons. Welcome. Congratulations on a big win here tonight. I tell you what, you really, as Mark DeGrasse comes across the line here for 13th. And hey, Brad, you know what? We got to hand it to Peter Burke here. He's going to finish in 14th.
Yep.
Great job by him. He's still out on track, but making his debut here tonight. Going to finish here in 14th, barring any issues.
Well, those are some pretty good points too. I mean, that's not like 1 point. Nice job.
So Parsons, welcome, and again, congratulations. Really outstanding qualifying lap there. You got one in early. And it's tough to, in the limited amount of time around this place, to put in a great lap. But your times in practice were pretty outstanding. Pretty much shattered that time you had in practice during your qualifying lap. But the race, we talked about you having to get out to a good start there, and you kind of found yourself in third behind Moses and Nunez. Moses made his mistake, but man, brilliant strategy you had there on the one stop. Talk us through it.
Well, I was super conflicted on whether to go with a 2-stop or 1-stop in practice, so I just kept practicing doing 4 laps to the stint. Where I just drove incredibly carefully for 4 laps. I was paranoid that I was going to make a pit stop on that time, so I wanted to do that strategy myself to avoid that happening to me. It was incredibly difficult once the tyres wore out on the 4th lap. You couldn't touch the brake or the throttle or the steering, it just would slide instantly, so it was really difficult to do that.
So I'm going to ask you, as Douglas comes around here for take 15. It's like the last car finish here. But you came in, you saw Parsons and, I'm sorry, Nunez and Nieto come in on that 3rd lap. You come out, you're about 20 some odd seconds or so behind Nunez. Were you expecting him to 1-stop? Were you a little surprised there we came in for that 2nd stop?
I knew if they fitted on lap 3, that was probably going to do a 2-stop. So it's better to do the 4 laps at the start. I should stick with the 4 laps. Yeah, I expected them to stop the 2nd time, especially when he put out a really good lap when he came out of the pits. So I figured I would jump them when they made the 2nd stop.
Well, Al stole all my questions, so
I'm sorry.
I think no. I'm messing around, obviously. No, it was a very impressive strategy. You obviously put a lot of time into it. I know we talked a little bit last night, and you had mentioned some 20 seconds off on that 4th lap. Turned out through that practice, it wasn't quite that much, and it happened to work out. It's an impressive race win. I think one of the things that impressed me more than anything really was that qualifying lap. I mean, that was a good lap, and I've had the opportunity to race you here and turn a lot of